My name is Steve Mize, and I own Athens Unleashed, a local dog training company. Being a dog trainer is a challenge. Everybody wants the perfect dog. Not everybody's willing to put the time in for it. So that's where I come in. And the biggest joy is when you see that connection between a dog and their owner, and you're able to bridge that gap of communication so that they both understand what the other one's asking or saying, and you're able to see that growth between them. That really helps develop a relationship that's going to be there for the next 10 to 15 years. And to get over the miscommunications, the language barriers, as we like to call it, between owner and dog. We decided, as the business grew, we couldn't just have dogs in the house. That was a little bit much. I have a 3-bedroom house. I had one room that I was kind of using as the storage room, and we decided we were going to turn that into our dog room, and we were going to put everything dog related in there. One of the big things here in Georgia, you give it the middle of the summer, and we have a huge flea and tick problem. Fleas will bed and infest and nest and breed in carpet. So I knew from that alone, I needed to get carpet out of that room. The other problem was sometimes when I get people's dogs in boarding, they're not housebroken. And even if they're in the crate, they would have accidents in the crate. Male dogs will pee outside the crate, So I was running into just that health issue of a dog peeing or pooping on the carpet. I'm scrubbing it, renting carpet shampooers. The third thing, just to be honest with you, and this is why I mentioned that eventually the whole house, I live in Georgia. We have this amazing thing called Georgia red clay. It rains, it's not dirt, it's red clay. It gets on your dog's feet, it will destroy your carpet. There's nothing you can do about it. You can clean and clean and clean. There is a permanent, slightly darker streak through the middle of my house where the dogs go in and out from Georgia red clay. Well, in the dog room, this was just getting bad from my dogs, nevertheless, my customers' dogs. So we started looking for a hardwood option. To be honest, I knew it was a project as a small business. Money's not, just super fluent. It comes and goes. So I knew this had to be something that I could afford to do. Being raised in a good country town, I can do a lot of things myself. So it was definitely a DIY project. I just didn't have the money to pay somebody to come in and put in new hardwood floor. And I also knew I was only going to do that room at that time. So I started searching for super durable. That was my number one thing. There are going to be dogs in and out, going in and out of crates, walking on this floor. I actually, with my own dogs, I stack crates so the dogs that are in the top crate jump up and jump down. I have a rubber matting, but still, it's going to take a lot of abuse. I started looking. I heard about the product, and I had never seen, vinyl plank flooring before. So I went to my Home Depot, went, looked at it. I will honestly say the salesman at Home Depot was great because he took his key out, took the little sample, and rubbed his key all over it and did like that and showed it to me. And you couldn't even tell where he had done it. And I thought, if it'll handle that key, it'll handle dog toenails. So we looked a little bit more. We price compared. And for the durability that we needed, for the ease of us installing it, and to be honest, it was super easy. And, overall cost, that's what led us to the Allure flooring that we got. And I can tell you we've had it for a little bit over 2 years, and I'm completely 100% happy with it. One of the things that made me change to that was I brought in a rescue dog and it had fleas. And we treated the dog and we got the fleas off the dog. But in that overnight of this dog being rescued, being brought in here, the next day being bathed, the fleas got in the carpet. And it took me taking all the dogs out, bombing the room, powdering, dry shampooing, everything. It took me about a week until I didn't see any more fleas in that room. I haven't had a flea problem in that room since then, since I put in the flooring, because there's nowhere for them to breed. I treat my dogs, so even if a flea gets on my dog and decides, hey, I don't want to bite this dog because it's got this, we do down the middle of the back liquid applications. So, if a flea gets on my dog, if it bites it, it dies. Usually they don't have them. But that doesn't mean it won't get a flea and come in your house and the flea jump off your dog, breed in your carpet, and bite you or bite your family. So I have not, knock on wood, had a flea and tick problem in my home since I put that flooring in. That's where the dogs are majority of the time when they're in their crates. That's where they would breed. And we haven't had a problem. So that part of it has been huge. Clean up what used to take me, you know, sweeping, you know, vacuuming, get the carpet shampooer. I actually bought a carpet shampooer at one point to try to keep it somewhat clean. I bought a little small spot remover shampooer. So if a dog had an accident, I could scrub that one spot of the carpet. Now, if a dog has an accident in their crate, take the dog out, wash the crate out, sweep, mop, I'm done. Yeah, the overall cleaning of the room is so much easier. I mean, I used to would not do it every week because it was a all day job to shampoo the carpet, this, that, and the other. And now either Monday or Tuesday mornings are, you know, my slower time. I go in, sweep, mop, dust, clean, and I'm in and out within like an hour or two. And my room is health inspection ready. If you think about a normal day is get up in the morning, go out to go potty. Because of what I do, I feed in that room. The dogs go back in their crate to eat. So they go out and go potty. They come back in to eat. They go back out to go potty after eating. There's at least two, if not three. So we'll just say two trips in and out for playtime training, things like that. Then at some point, they're coming back in to eat again, potty, then out for night, and then back in. So on average, every dog makes 10 trips in and out of that room. Understand, I have 5 dogs of my own. So that starts right there. If I do not have any board and trains, between puppies and other dogs, I would say in the 2 years that there have probably been over 2,500 trips in and out of that room. I've recommended it to family members and customers. When we went into this, you know, I'm not a floor guy. You know, if you grow up in the South, you know how to use tools, you know how to do stuff, you fix what you can. So I consider myself pretty handy. My fiance's faith maybe wasn't that great that her and I could do this project. Are you sure you just don't want to pay somebody to do it? What if you spend all this money and we mess it up? And I'm like, look, I've looked at it, I've read it, I've watched some videos that were out there of people doing it. It seemed fairly easy to do. She was thoroughly impressed. As somebody that's not a huge do-it-yourself person, I mean, she's actually really handy. Don't get me wrong. I don't want her coming back on me for this. She actually, her and her mom put in a tile floor once, but she was worried about the grains lining up and would you have gaps and all of this kind of stuff. And I mean, we did it together in one evening, both of us taking turns putting stuff in place. That was probably the hardest part, was just being on your hands and knees for 2 or 3 hours. So we traded out. But that was the big thing for me, was how easy it was. I mean, once we started in a closet in the back of the room. We had to do a lot of cutting and shaping. Once we got to the main part of the room, I mean, it flew. And she was right down there putting them in, keeping them straight, measuring, cutting them with just a utility knife. You don't have to have any special tools. The ease of putting it in is what made us say, okay, we can do the rest of our house. I mean, it, you know, would take a little bit longer, obviously, but that's what made it easier.